What's up everybody, my name is Mo, welcome to the Mo.re.Drums channel, and if you've been on here before, you know that besides playing the drums and doing covers and stuff like that, I'm also a huge sucker for everything gear related, toys, gadgets, little nooks and crannies that might improve my workflow, my playing, or just my overall ease of use and just for my personal pleasure. I try stuff, I buy things used or new depending on where I can get them, just to see if they help me out in any way. If they work out, great. If they don't, I can sell them off again. And I do this because it's fun and because I tend to find things that I didn't know about before just by coincidence or going out looking for them. And this is just one of those occasions where I did that. Got shown a couple of ads, and as it is on social media, you get them over and over again. The algorithm kicks in, and I thought, well, this might be something because I've been doing stuff in the studio mostly for the last couple of years. COVID hit, I had a band before with cover stuff again. We played weddings and birthdays and stuff, and that kind of collapsed, but I'm now back in a band. You might have seen that as well. They're called Panic Waves. I'll link them in the description below. And we're gonna be playing some shows hopefully next year, finishing up the EP right now. And yeah, going onto the stage is an entirely different thing compared to just sitting in the studio where it's comfortable. You can do everything just how you like it and adjust everything. But on stage, everything has to be quick and snappy. And if things are not where they should be, it can get quite messy. So I just want to preemptively kind of do stuff that helps me out when I go back on stage next year. So what I did, and I showed you that here on the channel before, is recently upgrade my in-ear system. The earphones themselves, the Ultimate Ears Pro UE7s, didn't change, but the amplifier behind that did. So I switched from a smaller version to the Fisher Amps In-Ear Amp 2, the kind of bigger one that has more oomph, bit more output, bit more settings. And I also upgraded my throne from my previous and trusty DW one that I had a butt shaker installed underneath to a Porter & Davies system that has kind of the shaker built into the throne itself. And I love that thing to death. It's awesome, makes my playing a whole lot more comfortable for me because I don't have to hit the bass drum as hard. It just gives me the low end for everything that's kind of beneath a certain frequency. So the bass as well, the toms, and I really like how it feels and how it makes me play. So that's all well and good, but also I had to change something regarding where my signals come from and how I get everything, well, to myself physically on the drum kit. Because the Porter & Davies has a dedicated amp that sits in a rack, usually kind of staged left or right, depending on how it's set up. And I have to get, well, the in-ear signal to me somehow. And because wireless can always be a bit tricky, and because we're drummers, we're lazy, we sit down, we don't move around that much, we don't technically need it. So everything is wired. And currently, this is what I use. Let me just get the middle of the frame here for you. So this is just a little, also Fisher Amps in-ear tool that takes the signal that comes from the in-ear amp. This doesn't amplify anything, so it's just basically a passive volume potty, kind of just to adjust the volume in the negative space. So basically I can turn it down from the maximum signal that I get from the in-ear amp. That is plugged in here, and it has a little belt clip at the back. And I could just hook that up to myself, basically, to my jeans, my belt, whatever, and then it's tethered to me. But I'd rather have it installed somewhere that is fixed and where I just have to take my in-ears, plug them in, don't get stuck to anything, because if I have that when I go on stage and then have to plug in the cable, it's just gonna take away some time and ease of use, and I want to improve the last couple of percentiles of making this as easy as possible. So we're talking about something that is just a little improvement, but can make a huge difference the more you use it. So right now it's just sitting somewhere here on a tray. I haven't really found any way to attach it, and that's why I'm making this video. And I'm just gonna hold this into the camera. We'll be unboxing the Otter Custom Design Packmate Pro XL. And what hides behind that product name, Packmate, kind of gives it away. It's a mate, it does something for you, it helps you out. And what does it help you out with? with your pack, with your Inear pack. And we're just going to do a quick unboxing because there is not too much in the package itself. And as I said, I stumbled upon this here on, well, here depending on where you watch this, I stumbled upon it on Instagram. And we're just going to focus on the accessories first. So it comes with a couple of screws, 3 to be precise. We're going to get to that later. There is a little bit of instructions here. Don't need those. Well, I read them already, but it's really simple. And it comes with a bunch of Velcro that you can use instead of screwing it to your seat. A little business card, but then we're going to focus on the actual thing. So the Packmate Pro in the XL version, going to talk about the differences in size in a moment. It is a 3D printed, and like from the sides and the angles that you're actually going to look at and be able to see, in the end when it's mounted, it looks really nice finish wise. And you can actually see the 3D printed kind of indentations and the strays, the lines from the 3D printer on the surfaces that you won't be able to see in the end, so that doesn't really matter. Otherwise, it feels really sturdy. It's made from a kind of hard and texturized plastic material. It has the OCD, so OCD Drums logo on it on the front. Hope you can see that. And what it actually does in the end is mount to your throne, either left side, right side, or behind you. And it just takes on the top. Right here is a slit. You can see that. And the first real cool thing about that is it has fluorescent paint on it. So this top right here, actually, even if it's dark, it charges up through, I think, UV light. I flunked chemistry in school, so I'm not quite sure how it works, but this actually lights up green in the dark, which is really nice. So you can actually see where it is. And let me just grab my little pack. And essentially, it's gonna get a bit loud. What it does once it's mounted to your drum throne is just attach your belt pack to it. And then this sits at the side of your throne ready to go. And the only thing that you basically have to do is either, if your in-ear is already plugged in, grab those, hook them up to your ears, and you're ready to go. Or if you have them underneath your shirt in the back, running with a cable outside, just plug that in, crank the volume, and then you're ready to go. So basically this attaches any belt pack to, well, size-wise it doesn't really matter. The bigger ones even fit. Like there is a huge one with the amplifier built in by Fisher amps as well. This is a smaller one. They all fit quite well. And so the XL doesn't really change anything about the width of the thing. But actually, depending on the height of your throne that you're using, it does change quite a bit, because the Porter & Davies is a chunky boy, so that's really, measurement-wise, really high. So the throne itself is quite nifty, and basically the XL version is higher, the regular version is a bit lower in profile, so it doesn't come up quite as high. And depending on how you want to adjust it in the end, I'm going to show you in some B-roll how that actually looks once it's attached. I'm also going to show you how it actually mounts to the throne, because as I said at the beginning, there are some screws that come with it, and there is different holes already pre-drilled in this one right here. And those also, as I said, I have the Porter & Davies throne, and underneath it there is a metal plate for the housing of the electronics. So with every other throne besides the Porter & Davies, you can use the outermost holes to attach it, and with the Porter & Davies you need a bit more spacing because of that metal plate in the center of the throne. And then you need 3 screws, or if you don't want to drill into any of the throne's base, then basically just use the Velcro. But I want to kind of firmly attach it, make sure it doesn't go anywhere and that I don't lose it, that it doesn't get stolen for some reason, because shit gets stolen on stage, let's face it. Everything that's not nailed down might end up being lost. So that's the Packmate XL, Pro XL, yeah, I think, Auto Custom Drums. And again, I'm going to show you some clips now of how this actually looks once it's done. And if you think this is useful, then check out the guy, I think his name is Steven. I wrote with him briefly over Instagram, asking him some questions because I was unsure about if I could actually drill into the Porter and Davies because, well, there is stuff in there. It's not just a blank throne with some padding, but that's all well tested, and I'm gonna attach it now, show you some clips of it, and if you think this is useful, give it a thumbs up, take yourself over to his Instagram. I'm gonna link him as well. And I think it's a really cool thing. It sits really flush. I already kind of marked out where I want it to be. And again, I'm gonna show you that now. Thanks for tuning in, for watching this hopefully informative and fun video for you guys. And see you in the next one. Take care, bye.